my channel. Today we're talking about something that I feel like isn't talked about enough, and that is EMF exposure. So when I first became a parent, I didn't really think about anything like this. I didn't consider that EMF radiation was all around me and could be of harm to myself and to my baby. But now that I've researched a little bit more, I understand what the effects are, what EMF is, and how I can protect myself. So we're going to talk about those three things in the next few minutes. So first off, what is EMF? EMF stands for electromagnetic fields or electromagnetic frequencies. And basically what that means is just all of the things around us that we can't see, right? Invisible forces, the appliances that give off electricity in our homes, the wireless networks we have, the 5G cell phone networks that we have, our satellites for our TV, all of those things around us give off radiation. And there are two types of radiation. There are ionizing radiation, and that's nuclear. Ionizing radiation is very dangerous to the body. We know this. We know that as soon as we are hit with any sort of nuclear radiation, our cells start to instantly break apart. It's very, very dangerous. We know this, and everyone has accepted it. But the other type of radiation, non-ionizing radiation, is what we're talking about today. It's low energy. And because it's low energy frequencies, the medical community and the scientific community don't really seem to be too terribly concerned with what it might be doing to us. But as a mother who prefers to research most things, I did this with food, I did this with non-toxic home products, I did this with pretty much everything in my life. Of course, I want to know more about EMF and the potential harms that it could have to me and my family. So here are some things to be concerned about with EMF radiation. So just because EMF radiation is low frequency or low energy, and it's non-ionizing, it's to be considered safe. But there isn't enough research on what it could do to us long term. I have read studies about how it's breaking down our cells at a genetic level. I've read studies about how the mitochondria in our body, the powerhouse of our cells, are being tailored with and messed with because of those frequencies. I've also read something very concerning about melatonin and how EMF radiation suppresses melatonin secretion in our bodies, and we sleep at night, and that is when melatonin is secreted into our body. And so when we're laying down before bed and we have all of these wireless frequencies going on around us, we have our phone right next to our head, it's plugged in, it's charging, all of that stuff, it's kind of a recipe for disaster because our bodies are just being at a very low level exposed to all of those different radiations and frequencies all night long. So I have a few different tips on how you can protect yourself. Am I super concerned that tomorrow I'm going to see the effects of EMF radiation? No, this is a long-term thing. We don't know a lot about EMF radiation yet, so I want to do everything I can, even if it's not of concern, and we find out later that it really isn't a big deal to have non-ionizing radiation everywhere. I still want to be educated, and I still want to take those necessary steps in case it is dangerous. So here's what I'm doing in my home for my family. So the first thing is just to minimize the amount of electronic devices you have in your home. So if you have a computer, a desktop computer, an iPad, a cell phone, all of those things that emit EMF radiation, if you have a Google Home or a Bluetooth speaker, just try to minimize those devices, especially ones that are in the same room as you when you're sleeping. I also stopped using a noise machine with my daughters just because it was a constant just energy in their room all the time. So things like that, just kind of minimizing those electronic devices and those wireless devices is helpful. The other thing I did was start using wires. So instead of using my Bluetooth headphones, I was using my wired headphones because that eliminates that need for a signal. The third thing I want you to remember is that distance is key. So I do not sleep with my cell phone next to me. I don't plug my cell phone in next to me. I put it in my bathroom, which is about 15 feet away from my head at night. I would just prefer to be safe rather than sorry. And so my husband is very annoyed with it, but I have forbidden him to put his phone next to him at night. So once we're done with our phones, we put them to sleep and then we go to sleep. Same with your Wi-Fi router. Don't keep that in your bedroom. Try to put it in a place that's not near where you're sleeping or where your kids are sleeping at night. So we have it in our corner office down the hallway, kind of far away from where our kids are. Speaking of the Wi-Fi router, make sure to turn that off at night if you can. It's shown that most people sleep better with their Wi-Fi signal off anyway, so if at all possible, turn that off at night and you should sleep a lot better. So the last thing I want to share with you, and one of the most important steps I feel like I've taken to protect my family and reduce our EMF radiation exposure, is to shield ourselves. So what that means is basically creating a barrier between those signals that are going to be everywhere. Even if you reduce your electronics load, you use your wires, you do all of these things to protect yourself in your own home, there's still constant radiation signals going around all day long, and they will forever because things like 5G and wireless networks are here to stay. So shielding yourself between, keeping a shield between you and that signal is going to be one of the most effective ways to reduce that amount of exposure that you're getting. So I found a company called DefenderShield, and DefenderShield created products that absorb and dissipate any of that EMF shock that your body would receive from the product you're using. So for example, a cell phone case. This is their cell phone case, and it has this little case on the outside of it, and it takes any radiation that I would get from using my cell phone, and it conducts it and dissipates it into this backing. And then also I have an extra shield of protection when I use this little carrying case, and it just takes any of those signals and pulls them away from my body and allows me to feel safer using my electronic device. Same with when I'm holding it, I can just feel like I don't have to worry about those radio waves going towards me, rather they are pulling them in and dissipating them completely. So actually it's 99.9% effective. So I'm pretty confident in this technology. So that is the cell phone case, and I've been really happy with it. My husband has one too. And then this is the iPad case. My children love to listen to audiobooks. And while I love that they love listening to audiobooks, I don't love them sitting next to a device that gives off a signal for a half hour, for an hour. So this DefenderShield tablet case helps reduce their EMF exposure by taking the signal and absorbing it into the case rather than going out into whatever room they're in. And it is extremely useful. It's already dirty because we use it quite a bit. We've had this for about 6 months. And I like that it just kind of fits right in there, and it's twofold because it actually serves as a stand and it protects our tablet, which I love. So this is a wonderful product. If you have a tablet that your children use for audiobooks or anything like that, highly recommend this. Don't buy one of those cheap Amazon cases. My husband actually has some of the DefenderShield headphones that he really likes, and those are extremely useful because they're wired. They help reduce any EMF frequency that he'd be exposed to by using those while he works from home all day long. And then I also feel like if I was pregnant, I would get one of those DefenderShield radiation blankets. I really like that you can put it on and you can put it over your little pregnant belly, and once it's on there, you can protect yourself from your cell phone signals, from any wireless signals in your home. I feel like I definitely would get one of those if I was pregnant. And then lastly is the laptop radiation and heat shield, and this is just a handy little rectangular device, and it has a grip on the top of it, and you just set it on your lap, and then your iPad or your laptop goes on top, and then you just use it as you normally would. So you can just have that, and it takes any of the heat, any of that EMF radiation that your body would be exposed to by having it on your lap, and it helps protect you. So That's from DefenderShield as well. I'm very happy with these products, and I feel like if this is the one thing you're going to do to protect your family from EMF radiation, it's probably one of the better things, because these products will last for a long time. And again, like I said, EMF radiation is here to stay, unfortunately. So I'm one of those people that likes to err on the side of caution. Maybe someday we'll find out that this non-ionizing radiation that we're exposed to constantly isn't dangerous after all, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I love taking these extra steps to protect my family and reduce our EMF exposure. If you have any questions, just let me know. I hope this video was helpful for you, and I'm going to link in the bottom of the description box just some helpful links. I'm going to link to a couple of podcasts I listened to about EMF radiation, and I'm going to link to a couple of articles that DefenderShield wrote. I'm going to link to my own blog post, and also I'm going to link to DefenderShield's website so you can see all of their products. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I'm happy to answer. Until next time, thanks so much for watching.